Hello everybody. Today I'm going to do a video about my chronic condition. So I have a chronic condition called inflammatory bowel disease, which sounds like a bucket load of fun. It's not. I don't know why I elected to say that. Anyhow, so today I woke up, as most people do of a morning, and I was supposed to have a job interview. So I got all ready, I put on my most professional outfit, which was very uncomfortable, because I like being nice and jammies, dark slippers, best. And then as I was brushing my teeth and I was getting ready to leave, and then I started getting a lot of stomach pain. It was really bad. So I had to call the job interview place and say, I'm so sorry, I can't come in. And then I had to call my work and call in sick, and it was just, welcome to the world of inflammatory bowel disease. So in this video I'm just going to do a little bit of explaining what it is, like some of the symptoms, the causes, medications, like treatments that you can do. And I'm going to talk for a while about how it affects my ability to indulge in my kinks, so ABDL and all the other stuff that I'm interested in. Yeah, this is Dr. Cupcake. He's my friend. He comes to me he comes with me to hospital if I have to go, because I'm really sick. He wears scrubs and he makes friends with all the nurses and doctors. And he's my pal. He's a good egg. I really like him. So he's going to help me with the video as well. So inflammatory bowel disease is really just an umbrella term for a couple of different disorders that have to do with your bowel and your digestive system. So the disease that I have is called ulcerative colitis, and it has a sister disease which is called Crohn's, which is more common than ulcerative colitis. So ulcerative colitis causes ulcers, like sores, in the lining of your bowel. It can affect anywhere from just a really small portion of the bowel, usually the very end portion, so what's called your rectum, which I always thought was just a synonym for like anus. I thought it was just like the very, very end of your bowel, but no, it's actually like pretty much this much of the end of your bowel, which is called the rectum, and then that feeds into what's called the descending colon, or the sigmoid colon. So when I was first diagnosed with this condition, my disease only affected that portion of my bowel, so it was half my sigmoid colon and my rectum. It's since progressed to involve the entirety of my large intestine, which is called pancolitis. Pan meaning all, colitis meaning sadness. So, the fun part, the diagnosis. So this is what I had to go through to get diagnosed with this disease. You have to do a poop sample. Whee! Super fun. So they send it away to the lab and they look for blood in it. That's the main thing that they look for. I had to do a blood test, and the reason they do that is they look for inflammatory markers. So if you've got like really high inflammatory markers, there's a good chance that you have a condition that's causing widespread inflammation in your body. I was a weird case because my inflammatory markers weren't super high at all, and that's because when I was first diagnosed, my condition was quite mild. Even though it didn't feel like it was mild, it was technically considered to be mild, because I was getting quite a lot of blood on a daily basis. And once my doctor did the fun that is the poop test, they booked me in I had to go to the hospital because I was just feeling sicker and sicker, and I knew something wasn't right. I'd been bleeding for about 2 months, and I'd been to see my GP and everything, and they just go, oh yeah, keep an eye on it, things will be fine. So one night I went to the hospital, and I had a lovely doctor who was very funny, and it was about maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. We'd been waiting in the ER for the longest time, and I finally got called into the exam room, and she goes, okay, so we'll do a rectal exam, and we'll have a look and stuff. And I groaned, and I went, oh, I just want to go to sleep. And she goes, in the most deadpan voice ever, by the way, she goes, instead you shall have a rectal exam. And then I'm like, while my daddy's over in the corner just peeing himself laughing because of her delivery. And inside I was also laughing, but inside I was also saying, I don't want things in my butt. Help me. I just want to go to sleep. It's so late. Anyway, then they booked me in for what's called a flexible sigmoidoscopy, which is a fancy way of saying it's a colonoscopy, but they don't go up your whole colon. So if they suspect that your bleeding is only coming from a specific part of your colon, they only go up so far. They only go up as far as they can see inflammation. So, and what they do for that is, it's different in every different country. I know in America, I think they don't put you under general anesthesia, but I'm from Australia, and they did. So they put you to sleep. Before they put you to sleep, you have to do a fleet enema, which clears everything out of the lowest part of your colon. They put you to sleep, have a little bit of a nap. They put a camera up your butt, and then they take a little biopsy. They take a piece of your colon, and then they send that away for testing. Yeah, and then you wake up and you feel all groggy and dreamy, and then a doctor comes and tells you that you have ulcerative colitis. So they put me on a bunch of different medications, so I have to take regular laxatives just to keep everything going smoothly. And I know that sounds a bit counterintuitive, like, but Darcy, you go to the toilet a lot, you're pooping too much, why do you need laxative? It's because I take bulk forming laxative, so it helps to, this is gross, I'm sorry, it helps, it firms everything up, so it's not just liquid. Oh god, okay, moving right along. I also have to have medicated suppositories, which are, they're called Salifolk, or Lialda, I think is another name for them. I think that's the name they use in America. Mesasalazine, rather. And I have to take one of those every day. I'm down a dose from 2 a day, which is excellent. But having to do a suppository every day, for a while it was a novelty, because it was like, Daddy, pretend to be my doctor. Put something up my butt. It'll be great. Because I was really into medical play. And now it's just like, get away from me. Don't put things in my butt. But it has to happen, because it's medicine. And now, since my disease has progressed, I take an oral form of the same medication. So this brand is Pentasa, I think, and I have to take 4 of these tablets a day. They are massive. They're about this big. You don't really have a reference for how big it is. Like, what is a normal item for people? This is a phone case. Oh no, pawpaw tube. They're about this big. So it's fun. Requires a lot of water and a lot of trying to relax your gullet. Excellent. And painkillers if stuff gets really bad. Yeah. So challenges with ABDL and having a condition like this. So diapers kind of become a necessity rather than something you do for fun, which is something I struggled with a lot when I was first diagnosed, because diapers were fun, and now all of a sudden, because of that, you might remember I mentioned a thing called tenesmus earlier, where your butt doesn't know whether or not it actually needs to poop, so you kind of get complacent, and that happened to me a couple of times before I realized, okay, if I'm going out and about on the weekend and I'm not going to be anywhere near a toilet, I need to wear in order to be safe and to keep my pants clean, which kind of sucked for a while. And that was something that I had to really come to grips with. And then there's things like pain. Discipline is a really big part of how I like to explore ABDL, but safe to say I'm not really ever in the mood to be put over daddy's knee if I'm in the middle of a flare. It's called a flare if your disease is active. It can go into periods of remission, which is good, but if it's flaring, it's active and you're getting all the symptoms and it's bad. So not in the mood to do any sort of hitty play. I love doing rope. I'm not in the mood to be tied up when the disease is flaring. And the bad thing about flares is that it can last anywhere from a couple of days to, I know people who have been in flare, like active flare, for years. And it's completely random. So you might wake up one day in the middle of a flare and you don't know when it's going to be controlled or when you're going to get any semblance of normalcy back to your life, which is difficult. Fatigue makes it hard to keep a regular upload schedule, so not trying to excuse my spotty history of uploading videos. I know it's bad, but it's a reason. Because if you wake up and you feel sick, most of the time you don't really want to be doing all the things involved with making a video, and it is like quite a lot of effort. That effort is lessened somewhat now that I have somebody who's helping me edit my videos, which I'm so incredibly flipping grateful for. But you have to get ready, you have to make sure your hair looks presentable, not like it is today at all. Most of the time I like to put on a full face of makeup because it looks a bit better on the camera. You have to find an outfit that looks alright on the camera. You have to clear an area to film in. You have to make sure your phone's fully charged or your camera's fully charged. You have to make sure there's enough storage. There's just a lot of stuff that you need to take into consideration. And if you're waking up feeling like a bus has hit you because you're so tired and you have this disease, it's difficult. I'm also celiac, so that means I can't eat gluten. So flour, no, because it's a wheat product. No wheat, no barley, no rye, and in Australia, no oats. Like you can buy gluten-free oats, but they're not really oats. So trying to find like little approved snacks. I can't just go and get a Happy Meal, because the potential for accidentally ingesting gluten is way too high. Can't eat chicken nuggets. The worst thing in the whole world, not being able to eat chicken nuggets. And also KFC. God, I miss KFC. Silver linings, though. I have so much good in my life that I don't like the idea of making this whole video just complaining about my life's hard. I have to poop a lot. I have to wear diapers. Meh. There are, I don't know, bright spots to having this condition, like, I don't know, where are we? Okay, so, cute heat packs. This guy is named Doot. He's like my right-hand bear. He's real good, and he has a heat pack in his tummy, and he just sits on my belly, and the heat really, really helps. It's good, and he's adorable. I also have another one that's shaped like an owl. I don't know where he is. I think my dog might have taken him, rather. And he's named Hootie, and he's a Hootie water bottle. He's adorable. They're more excuse to have a bath. I love baths. They're excellent, and the warm water helps with the pain. Let's see. ABDL is one of those kinks that you can still indulge in if you're not feeling super energetic and excited about stuff. You can sit down and watch a film, be in your comfy little clothes. You can cuddle daddy, you can cuddle your partner, you can cuddle a friend, you can cuddle a stuffed animal, you can just cuddles. Constant cuddles, that's all you really need. And I think the biggest silver lining is if it had to happen to somebody, well, at least it happened to somebody who already liked diapers. I know I said that it was an adjustment for me to sort of reprogram in my brain that diapers are not just something that you wear for fun. They're something that's really useful for a lot of people, and I think that helped me to get some more empathy for people who need to wear out of medical necessity and sort of understand what they're going through, which is perspective. That's a really big silver lining, and one that I'm happy to have realized. Also, I know I mentioned that I really like medical play, and sometimes I'm not really interested in things going in my butt, but one of my medicines goes in my butt. If I'm like in the mood where I want to do medical play, just put Daddy in a doctor's coat, and it's medicine. Really useful. Thanks for listening to my video. I know it was very long. Yeah, I hope you're all having a nice day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!